Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Yesterday I had put a poll question which is about how the Lagna Lord of the D9 chart, your Navamans chart, how much of a close bearing does it have on your life basis its placement in the D1 chart in the Lagna chart, and does it have any meaning, does it have any correlation, does it have any importance, does it have any important manifestation connected to your D1 chart. Because I've already explained to you through my earlier videos of the D9 Lagna Lord placed within the 12 houses in the D9 chart itself. I've also done videos of the D1 Lagna Lord placed within the Lagna chart itself in the 12 houses, and a few days back I have also done a video on the Lagna Lord of the D1 placed in the 12 houses in the D9 chart. So you may also go through those videos. Now, what is the importance of the D9 chart Lagna Lord placed in the 12 houses in the D1? And do these variations make a difference? The Lagna Lord within the 12 houses in the Lagna chart itself, and then going into the 12 houses in the Navamans, and then the D9 Lagna Lord going within the 12 houses in the D9 itself, and then going in the 12 houses in the D1 chart also. How do we see that? For that, we need to understand the D1 chart better and the D9 chart better. Now, I have seen and heard a lot of people talk about the D9 chart, the Navamans, is your married life or your life after 36 years, or a finer placement or meaning of the D1. So far, so good. But that is still a very superficial way of understanding your D9 chart. And I have said this in many of my videos earlier, that the D1 chart is a chart of possibilities, whereas the D9 chart is a chart of a horoscope of probabilities. And between these two words, possibilities and probabilities, is a sea of difference. You need to understand more about those. So I'm going to today deep dive into how do you need to understand the meaning of your Navamans chart and understand the meaning of your Navamans chart's Lagna Lord, how its connection to the D1 chart is, and later on I'm going to follow it up with the placement of the D9 Lagna Lord in the 12 houses of the D1 chart. But to understand that video, in which house in the Lagna chart in the D1 chart is your D9 Lagna Lord is placed, for that you need to be able to deep dive and understand what are the meaning, the connections and the higher manifestation between the D1 and D9 chart. If you don't understand this, then you will not understand the connection between the D9 Lagna Lord going into the 12 houses in the D1 chart. Now, before we go ahead and we deep dive into that, firstly a request to you that if you are somebody who watches my channel regularly but have not subscribed to my channel, but if you find my channel to be useful and my videos to be something which is entertaining, also value adding, helps you answer some questions in life, then also help that others may also have these videos accessible to them by you subscribing to my channel and liking these videos, then YouTube promote them further. If you just watch the video without subscribing to the channel, without liking or sharing the video, then YouTube does not promote those videos further. So if you think that others should also be able to utilize these learnings to be able to take some decisions in their life, to be able to get some answers to their lives, please help by propagating these videos and propagating my channel by virtue of subscribing to my channel and liking these videos. Good karma is just a step away, so please go ahead and help YouTube promote these channels and earn some good karma. So now on to the topic for the day. When I talk about possibilities of the D1 chart and probabilities of the D9 chart, before we go into more details, what does this mean? It means that the D1 chart will tell you what is possible for you that something may happen. D9 is more probable that will happen. For example, when we have somebody older in the family and the doctor says that they have a problem in their heart, their valves are blocked, but there is a heart surgery possible which may help them in their discomfort. So heart surgery is possible. However, the doctor will also tell us what is the probability of the heart surgery being successful. So for somebody who is very old, the doctor may say, yes, heart surgery is possible in this case, but the probability of the surgery being successful is very less. So basis how young the person is, how fit the person is, how well their heart or their different organs are functioning, the doctor will also give a percentage that the probability of the surgery being successful is high. So usually doctor will say, yes, it is possible for something, but the probability is high or low basis the situation of the patient. So basis the probability, we take a decision rather than on the possibility. If there is high probability that we may lose a person much before their time of going, by virtue of putting them onto the surgery table, in spite of knowing that the chances of surgery are very, very less, then we are directly playing into the hands of destiny, or we're toying with destiny. So one should not do that. So mostly we base our decision on probability. Now, why is these two words so important? Now, what happens is when the D1 chart is telling us what is possible, but D9 is giving us what is probable. So let's look at the probability first. So if the D9 chart is telling you that you will have a good life, you may have all the material comforts of life, you may enjoy good vehicles, you may enjoy good houses, you may enjoy overall good quality of eating, everything. So you may think that I will be a very successful person. I can dine in the best of places, I can fly in chartered planes, I can travel in good luxurious cars, I can live in big houses. So life is giving me, my D9 chart is promising me that, it is making something very probable. But the difference between the D1 and D9 chart is the D9 chart makes all this possible also for the nanny of a super rich kid. If you are the nanny of a super rich kid, or if you are the driver of a super rich kid, or if you are the secretary of a very rich man, then obviously you have all these comforts. The nanny of a super rich kid will live in the same house, in the big bungalow. She will also be able to sit by the poolside, enjoy a barbecue lunch or dinner. She may or he may travel also by chartered flight with the rich kid. They may also travel with the rich kid to school in a Rolls Royce, on a Mercedes. They may also dine in very good restaurants along with the family. So the great quality of life is also promised to the nanny of a very rich kid. But is that what you want? That I don't care whether I am a nanny, but I want that kind of life. You want that you should be able to do something of your own. So the D9 is telling you, see, this is what is probable. It is probable that you will eat in a big restaurant. It is probable that you can sit in a limousine or a luxurious car. It is probable that you may go in maybe chartered flights. But how you do it is your choice based on the possibilities given to you from the D1 chart. And that's why the D1 chart is so critical. And you need to look more finer into the D1 chart to see where is the possibilities coming from to make the D9 chart probable. So for example, the D9 chart may tell you that you may marry somebody out of your caste, out of your culture. But who you marry out of your culture, out of your caste, what the D1 is throwing up as possibilities. If you are absolutely destined to marry that one person only, then what is the point of even looking into your horoscope? What is the point of horoscope matching? What is the point of looking into your horoscope at all if everything, whatever is destined to happen, will happen based on your D9? Just look at your D9 and go ahead. You need to be able to connect between the D1 and D9 so that you can see where you may end up with, or where you may end up looking at the D9. But the trajectory that you need to take, the journey that you need to make, the choices that you have to look at the D1 chart. And that's why the placement of the Lagna Lord of the D9 charts in the 12 houses of the D1 chart is very important, because that placement is telling you where the highest possibilities are coming from, where the highest turbulations are coming from, where the highest challenges are coming from, opportunities are also coming from. Without looking into that, you may not be able to ascertain what choices you have and what highest probabilities you have, and how you can connect the two. And how do we establish that? When you look at the D9 chart. How do we arrive at the D9 ascendant? We make the 9 parts of your D1 ascendant. Say you are born in the Aries Lagna, and the first Navamsa is Aries, the second Navamsa is Taurus, the third Navamsa is Gemini, and so on, and each Navamsa is 3 degrees and 20 minutes. We all know this. Now, if you are born, for example, in the ascendant of Aries, but between say 4 to 6 degrees, then you will fall in the second Navamsa. The second Navamsa is that of Taurus. And now because you're born in the second Navamsa, because you're born in the between 4 and 6 degrees of Aries ascendant in your Lagna chart, so in that Navamsa it is Taurus Navamsa, so that becomes your ascendant of your Navamsa chart. Which means if Taurus rules the Navamsa, that specific degree of the Lagna chart, which means the finest elements of your Lagna life is connected to Taurus sign, and that's why Taurus sign becomes the Lagna or the ascendant of the Navamsa chart, because the D9 is a finer dissemination of your D1 chart. So that is very, very important. So the finest elements of the D1 Lagna at a specific degree is the Navamsa of Taurus. So the D9 is just taking a very fine cut of something and then putting it aside so that you can deep down look into it. It is like taking a very small piece of your skin, very fine piece, and then looking into a microscope to be able to see more clearly. That's how you will look at the D9. Now, how does the ascendant of the D9 connect with the D1? I have already made a video on what does it mean when you're born in the different ascendants of the D9 chart. Please do have a look at it. I may also put that link in the comment section below. But what does it mean? It means whatever is that sign at that particular sign of or the particular degree of your D1, which ends up becoming your Lagna of the D9, it means that that sign energy controls your life, not only your D9 chart or the finer dissemination. It also means that that sign energy is what drives your life. So if you're born in the Aries ascendant, but now in the Navamsa, for example, your ascendant is Taurus. Now what does Taurus energy mean? Taurus energy means principles, values, materialism, being headstrong about a certain decision that you take in life, family, community, being headstrong about chasing materialism. So all these things get connected to your D1 chart and different areas of your D1 chart. That means that Taurus energy will manifest again and again in your life at different stages, even if you're born in the Aries ascendant in your D1 chart, which means that at your workplace, money, materialism may become the biggest hurdle to you, may also become the biggest obstacle to you, but may also become the biggest opportunity for you, which means the biggest test, the biggest challenges, the biggest issues, the biggest upheavals, the biggest opportunities, the biggest gains, the biggest turning points in your life may be more guided by the or driven by the Taurus energies rather than any other. And that is why the D9 ascendant sign energy becomes very, very important. If it's the Scorpio Lagna in the D9 chart, then transformations, ability to be able to handle obstacles, changes, and how you change yourself, how you transform yourself, or what changes or opportunities of change or obstacles or turbulation life is throwing at you at different stages of your life is the essence of your life. So if Scorpio is the ascendant of your D9, then you will find that every now and then in various issues in your life, you will run into obstacles, you will run into sudden changes, sudden issues, sudden obstacles that you need to face. There will be many times you will have to change your perspective, change your decisions, change your job, change your relations, change the way you look at things also, because Scorpio sign is about change and transformations and rebirth. So the sign energy of the ascendant of the D9 chart is the sign energy which will guide or rule or come in and influence different stages of your life, different choices of your life again and again. And you will find that. Just look into your Navamsa clearly, especially what the Navamsa ascendant sign is, and then see whatever the sign energy represents, how that sign energy has come in your life again and again during the most important decisions, most important events, most important upheavals, most important sudden events in your life. You will find that energy has played its part. It has also given you challenges, but it has also given you opportunities. So unless you understand how that ascendant sign energy of your D9 is playing a part in your life again and again, you will not be able to understand your horoscope deep down very clearly and at a more intricate level, at a more intimate level, at a more close level. So now that's about the ascendant sign energy. How about the Lagna Lord of the D9 chart? The Lagna Lord will also bring its own manifestation, own characteristics about the quality of the challenge, quality of the transformation, quality of the opportunity, quality of the decision making. How is that? For example, Scorpio is the ascendant in the D9 chart, but Scorpio's ruler Mars is also the ruler of Aries, which means now Scorpio energies, sign energies will play a part in different areas of your life based on where Scorpio energy is in your D1 chart. That becomes very important, whether it's the 5th house or the 10th house or the 6th house that it rules in your D1 chart is important, and how and where Mars is placed in your D1 chart is very important, because that sign, wherever that sign is and wherever Mars is, if Scorpio is the ascendant of your D9 chart and Mars is obviously the ruler of Scorpio, then the placement of the Scorpio sign in the D1 chart and where Mars is placed in the D1 chart become most important. And you will find that every now and then from that house and Mars energies of willpower, strong strength, ability to be very motivated, ability to be able to focus in a certain direction, be able to work hard in a certain direction, ability to be relentlessly go after what you want to do in your life, that is all where Mars energy plays. So based on what is the sign energy of your D9 Lagna and where the sign energy falls in your D1 chart becomes very important. And the Lagna Lord of that ascendant sign in the D9 chart, its placement in the D1 chart becomes very important, because that planet's energy will become very important in manifestation of the opportunity, the challenges and all. And you'll find that the biggest turning points in your life will be all based on the sign energies of the D9 charts ascendant and the Lagna Lord. How it is placed, which dignity it is placed, but which planet is it? So if Sun is the Lagna Lord of the D9 chart, then responsibilities, accountability, your own prestige, your ability to stick by your self-respect, your ability to lead from front will be what will again and again either will become an obstacle in your life or may bring in the biggest opportunities in your life. But the D9 is not all about your life or what is the probability of you yourself. The D9 chart is about connections. It is not only about the married life. It is not only about the 36 year afterwards. I don't know where people get this. But it is about the connections you make. The D9 chart is more about connections. It is not about your married life. It is not about your relations. It is about the connections. I'll give you an example. If you are going to a cobbler who will be mending your shoe. Now what is your relation to a cobbler? You can say I have no relation to the cobbler. He or she is just mending my shoe. To be more gender right. But you may say, okay, so there is no relation, but the connection you have to this particular cobbler is that he is repairing your shoe. So you may be okay with the word connection, you may not be okay with the word relation, because there is no relation with that. Though relationship is, the word relation is not such a bad word. You can say, yeah, okay, my relation with this person is he is mending my shoe. But the word connection is very important and that is more appropriate also. So the D9 chart is about your connections and what are the energies your connections will bring into your life. Not only about you, because the D9 chart is about, as we say, it's also about your marital life. Marital life is about your better half, the other person. And everybody else who comes in your life is the other person. And all of these are connected to you in some way or the other, either through a direct relation or an indirect relation. So the D9 chart is also about your connections. And the D9 Lagna energy is not only your energy, but it is also the energy of others who will bring in the biggest challenges to you, but opportunities to you also. And the most important manifestations also to you. Which means that if Leo sign becomes your D9 ascendant energy, then the Leo sign energy is not only about you, but the Leo sign energy is also your biggest challenge. Not only how you are guided by the Leo sign energy, but also where you need to be able to handle the ego, the pride, the prestige of somebody else. When do we get into an ego tussle? When the opposite person is also putting up an ego fight. It's also making about prestige. Then we also dig in our heels. This is also about my prestige. So the Leo sign energies of the D9, if that is your ascendant, is not only about your energy. It's also about who you will face in your connections on a day-to-day basis. But the biggest challenge and upheaval will be in your most trying of circumstances, in the most important choices you make. You will run into the Leo sign energies as your biggest challenge, your most important opportunities, your most important turning points also. And how you handle those energies of others, but how you also handle that energies of yourself through responsibility, through accountability, by taking leadership, but also practicing humility, because that is also your biggest challenge. Remember, the D9 ascendant is not only the challenge with others, but that is also the biggest challenge for yourself. And that is why it is so highly probable that you succumb to your ego, your pride, your so-called false sense of self-respect. And that is the meaning of the D9 chart's ascendant energies. And so, because it is the main energy of your ascendant at the specific point in your D1 chart, which house that sign energy rules and which is the Lagna Lord or the Lord of that sign becomes very, very important. So, please deep dive and understand what is your D9 sign energy, the ascendant sign energy, and where the Lagna Lord is in your D1 chart, and you will be able to throw and be able to understand your D1 chart much better. You may be able to understand yourself much better. You may be able to understand where your challenges, biggest challenges are coming from, where the biggest opportunities are coming from, where the biggest choices are coming for to you, and where the biggest turning points in your life have also come in from. For example, if Leo sign is the energy of the ascendant in the D9 chart, you will find the biggest turning point in your life has been where you have taken the leadership, where you have taken accountability, where you have made a choice to do X or Y based on what you feel will add more prestige to you, which job will add more prestige to you, which relationship will add more value to you, who is giving you more importance, who is giving you, with whom you feel that your self-respect is intact, with whom you feel more honorable, with whom you feel more honored. Who do you want to take responsibility for, who you want to take accountability for, who you want to care for whom you want to take the lead, for whom you want to take responsibility. All will be guided by that, and based on those choices you make, based on your accountability, based on your leadership, based on your need to be more responsible, you will find the biggest challenges have come to you, your biggest gains have come to you, your biggest failures has come to you, the biggest turbulations have come to you, all guided by the sign energies, all carried by the characteristics of the Lord of the Lagna of the D9 chart. So once again, to reiterate, remember this, the D9 chart is what the zodiac is giving you, whether you ask or not, it is giving to you. That's why it is called as the chart of the highest probabilities. But the D1 chart is what the zodiac is offering you, not promising you, not guaranteeing you. That even D9 chart doesn't guarantee you, but definitely makes it higher probable. Highly probable. But the D1 chart is what the zodiac is offering you and saying, these are the choices for you, which one you don't want to take to end up where you will be going in the D9 chart. Do you want to drive the Lamborghini as a driver, as a chauffeur, or as the owner sitting in the back seat? If you have the Rolls Royce in your luck, in your fate, you will get it. But you may sit in front as a chauffeur, or you may sit at the back in the comforts of the Rolls Royce as the owner. Now it's up to you how you make it possible, because the zodiac is making it more probable to the D9 chart, but the D1 chart is offering you the choices how you get there. So that's why the D1 chart is very, very important, and to see its connection with the D9 chart is very, very important. To understand the sign energies of the ascendant of the D9 chart is very important, and the placement of the Lagna Lord of the D9 chart in the D1 chart, where it is placed, what yogas it is in, what doshas it is in, which planet it is placed in conjunction with, under which planet's aspect it is in. All of these questions are very, very important. Understanding these placements are very important. So my next video I will be doing basis the placement of the Lagna Lord of the D9 chart placed in the 12 houses of the D1. But today's video was very important to be able to understand the essence of the D1 and the D9, the essence of the sign energies of the ascendant of the D9, the essence to understand the Lagna lot of the D9 chart and how it gets connected to the D1 chart, how the sign energies rule different areas of your life and different manifestations, different challenges, different opportunities. What is the difference between the D1 and the D9 chart basis, what is offered to you and what is given to you. And only when you understand this deeply will you be able to understand your horoscope very well, you will be able to understand yourself very well, rather than limiting your D9 chart only as the purpose of life, or only as the marital life, or only as the meaning of life. It is a combination of all of that. It is a combination of what is the purpose of your life, what is the meaning of your life, what are the connections of your life or relationships of your life, including your marital life, and also what are most probable for you, but what is also offered to you. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time, submit some other video. This is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.